Yeah. So recently, I have been aware of the CODM's fifth anniversary, and I came back to this game specifically for the anniversary event. So recently, there's this event called Mail Call, which, if you are aware of the rewards by now, the level 120 reward would be the AK47 Red Action 2. But enough of that. So what I want to talk about today is a pretty effective method, at least in my opinion. So, if you look at the picture here, there are two types of dices. The first one is the Omni dice. My apologies for the really blur picture, but the first thing is the Omni dice that I want to point out here. So timing the use of Omni dice is the key to obtaining letters. But there's also the common dice. Now, the common dice, I generally wouldn't want you to recommend using the common dice because it heavily relies on RNG at the end. And once you have done once you use the common dices, you're going to have to reset the pattern I'm about to show you by using the Omni dice. But essentially, a effective method to gain letters faster that I've learned is that if you start from the start space, you would either use the Omni dice to move a 4, which would bring you to another Omni dice, or you would use 2, which brings you another 2 spaces forward, as well to the Omni dice. So why would I want to emphasize you on landing on this Omni dice here specifically? It's so that you that one essentially gain a free turn, like in terms of um when you use a dice, you land on this. My apologies. Once you land on this spot here, you use the dice to come here and you essentially gain that dice back. So it's like you've never used the turn before. Alright, so after you've land on that specific dice, you would want to roll a 4, which would bring you to our first letter over here. All right. For the next couple of spaces, if you look at it, if you look at it correctly, there is 8 that one spaces before you reach the next Omni dice. So what I would suggest you to do is you roll a 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and once you're here, you roll another 2, so 1, 2. You get the Omni dice. So you only use the turn to get all the way here, and then after that, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you would want to roll another 4 just to get a just to get the other letter. Now, oh wait, no, the other letter. So once you get the other letter, you would want to roll another 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which brings you back to the 2 spaces forward, which brings you to this, which means, oh goodness, you never gained it. You never used the turn. You got the dice back. And so you repeat the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2. Goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's kind of it's actually a pretty simple pattern once you look at it. All right, so to just to clarify, I'll remove all of the edits made to this image. So firstly, what you'd want to do is you'd either roll a 4 or you'd roll a 2. Yeah, so you would want to roll a 4 or a 2, and then you'd roll a 4. So the next thing you do is you'd roll a 6, and then after that you'd roll a 2, and then finally you'd roll a 4, and then after that you'd roll a 6. Hold on. So this is the basic idea. So you'd want to roll a 4, and then you'd roll another 4, and then you'd want to go to a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you'd roll a 2. 1, 2. After that you'd roll a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then finally you roll a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which brings you back to the 2 spaces forward, which brings you here. The reason why I say roll a 2 is, like I mentioned earlier, is because if you roll a 2, it brings you to the 2 spaces forward tab. There is one more thing I'd want to note. The double reward with the next space, I suggest you don't go for that if you want to efficiently get all of the letters within as little rolls as possible, because the idea of double reward within the next space is that you get double the rewards that you normally get here. So by right, you can't see the picture clearly, but by right this is supposed to be 1000 battle pass points. So if you arrive at this space right over here, and then you roll a 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's correct. So you, instead of getting 100 battle points, you get 2000 battle pass points. Sorry. 1000 battle pass points and 2000 battle pass points. That depends on whether you land on this or not, respectively. Alright, and the 3 spaces backwards, that's pretty obvious. You're going back 1, 2, 3. So you're going to end up in this spot again. So one more thing I'd like to point out is that there is actually a alternative method to get a bunch of letters faster. That is, if you do play the new BR map called Cry, you will occasionally find these funny spider-looking things that turn into sentry turrets when you shoot at them. So the idea is you shoot at the spider thingies every few seconds, maybe around 10-20 seconds before the one transform back to the spider form, and then you just read every single letter that they drop. That way, I think that is a more efficient way. But yeah, until next time.